the Profitable Growth System 4.0. This is a hierarchy of focus or a resource allocation matrix that's going to help you identify where you should be focusing the energy in your e-commerce business. So if you've plateaued with your e-commerce business and you're going, where do I put my energy next? Then what this system does is it breaks it down into the key sections that you need to control and understand so that you can make sure you've got really strong resource allocation. And when I say resource allocation, I mean with the limited things that I can spend cash or time on, what am I actually doing, right? So those four buckets, the four big buckets are direction. And let me share my screen here with you so we can get straight into it. The four big buckets are direction, potential, leverage, and activation, right? And so the idea here is each layer of the pyramid is fundamentally more important than the one above it. And what I see happen with a lot of brands is they end up spinning their wheels up here. They end up trying to activate the potential in their business that doesn't exist. So they're going Meta ads, Google ads, organic social, Shopify website, email, and then they're going micro within that, right? So for Meta advertising, they're going creative, media buying. Is it the laundry list of items here? Is it my USPs, my locations, my talents, my visual rhythm, my ad type, my story arc, my hook? Is it because I'm not using cost caps or attribution windows, my reporting strategy, my campaign structure? It's a whole thing. And so the first thing I do when I'm working with a new e-commerce brand is I make sure that we've got our hierarchy of focus established effectively. Are we focusing in the right areas? Because if we don't have a strong direction, there's no point in even being at the dance. If we don't have potential in our business, it doesn't matter how much leverage we're able to generate. It doesn't matter, how good our activation strategies are, how good our front-end marketing system actually is. And so when I talk about building an e-commerce business, what we look to do is first design a direction. We do that by having a strong magnetic purpose that's going to drag us towards the end state that we desire. We want to find a mentor that's achieved everything that we would like to achieve so that they can illuminate the path. And then we want to build systems that will ensure we can stay on that path so that we're able to arrive at our desired state, right? And so in my experience, without a really strong purpose, a solid mentor, and great systems, it's hard to design the best direction. You'll design a direction, sure, but will it be the shortest possible route to your desired state with the least amount of pain along the way? It's a big question, right? From there, we look to build potential into our business with our strategies. Now, I break strategy down. You can break your strategy down further, but I go business strategy. That's your integrated financials, the way you're structuring the company. Have you got a key influencer or celebrity involved for equity? What are these big decision-making things? How are you structuring your board and your team and your profit shares and all that kind of jazz? From there, we go to product strategy. What are we doing that's different and unique with our product? How are we building a moat around our product? Do we have effective downsells? Do we have upsells? Do we have cross sells? Have we packaged our products really efficiently? What do our unboxing strategies look like? Have we got a roadmap where we are building in scarcity and limited time colors? Should we be doing licensing with big brands? How are we separating ourselves from the pack with our product strategy? Because you used to be able to do e-com, right? Go get something from China, put it on a Shopify store, run Facebook ads, you make money. Great. People did it for many, many years. Can't do that anymore. If you're not bringing a differentiated, solid product to the market, go home. Back up your toys. It's not for you, right? Next comes brand. What's our brand strategy? What hills are we willing to die on? Who are we willing to say no to? What are we willing to do that's different to everyone else? And the brand, what does brand mean? I saw this on Twitter. It was really smart. Brand is the differential in cash people are willing to pay you for your product. And so it really represents trust. It represents trust and value. And I think you build brand at many points along. I'll tell you where you don't build your brand. And you don't build your brand in your ad library with perfectly curated ads. You build your brand with your unboxing experience, with your surprise and delight, by calling every first time customer and having a genuine conversation with them, with beautiful emails and great organic social and timely messages that make sense, with a product so damn good that people love to tell their friends about how amazing this thing they bought is. That's how you build your brand. And the final thing is your logistics strategy. What is your ability to reach your total addressable market with efficient last mile delivery, with 3PL, demand planning? Can you stay in stock? Are you running out of things all the time and arresting the momentum of ad campaigns that you've just got scaling? And so after we've designed the best direction, we want to build maximum potential into our business. Now, here's the thing though. We don't want to build too much potential into our business. Why? Because I see many, many brands, failed, shelved brands that have not succeeded and will not succeed because so much time and energy was spent faffing around with the hyper optimized direction and building too much potential into the business, expanding into too many regions too quickly, expanding the product range too rapidly, trying to be too unique of a snowflake with your brand messaging before anyone actually gives a fuck, right? And so you want to build potential into your business, but not too much. Next step is we want to develop leverage. We develop leverage in our business with offers, specific target customers, and funnels. And so your offer is your ability to convey the total value that someone receives in exchange for the cash they give you for your product. And your offer shouldn't be 40% off. The best offers have minimal margin impact and extreme perceived value. So you're a skincare brand. Maybe you've got a $2,000 skin transformation program with this amazing community that everyone joins just for buying your $60 product. Or maybe you are selling kids' toys and there you can get products that people maybe necessarily wouldn't buy, but they cost you $1, and then you can put them at a perceived value of $30. Maybe there's a miniature version of your product that you could sell that's really cute that, in fact, you don't sell, but you only give away if someone buys 2 of the thing. So there are ways to develop really smart offers that minimize margin impact, improve the perceived value so that your customer, when they're scrolling through their newsfeed or wherever they are, is like, oh, whoa, I better get on that, right? Next step, customers. Your ability to define and understand the customers that are going to react and respond to you most effectively will determine a significant amount of how much cash you make. If you go too broad with your customers, you will be nothing to anyone. So you want to be really specific. You want to understand the conversation going on inside that customer's mind really intimately, and you want to speak directly to them. And so I put that in there. It's actually relatively simple, but it's so important that it's still in there. And then your funnels is your website infrastructure. Do we need a pre-sale page? Have we got a quiz? Is it a 2-step? Have we got a post-purchase upsell? Like, what are we doing with the web infrastructure to give us the best opportunity to extract maximum revenue per session from each client? And then the last piece, which most brands think is the first piece, which ironically, when you join our program, we actually focus on first. That's confusing, right? This is probably a suboptimal YouTube video, but at least I'm making it. Activating your potential is about bringing forward a best practice digital marketing ecosystem that can generate traffic, convert traffic, and retain customers ongoing. And so what we do with brands is we set them up with meta ads, Google ads, and organic social, short form viral content. It's what you do at the moment. A strong Shopify website, an awesome Klaviyo backend, and then a financial reporting system which ensures they understand how much profit they're making on a daily basis. And the reason that we start with that first, it sounds counterintuitive, is because we want to find out if you have a strong enough direction, if you have potential, and if you have the leverage to extract that potential. So sometimes as well, we'll start here. Technically, we actually start here. We start sort of in the middle of the pyramid. What's your offer? What's your front end offer? What's your front end customer? What's the funnel we're deploying that with? How can we make creative? Do you have reasonable Google ads? Do you have organic social? Is your landing page okay? Do you have an email backend? Can we know how fast will we know if we're making profit with our ads? We start there because it takes a long time to shift elements down here at the direction and potential level. So what we want to do first is extract the potential that already exists in the business. And when you deploy best practice, what will happen is that you find out really quickly whether your business, your opportunity vehicle, can actually scale to the point you want it to scale to. So a lot of businesses are either they've either got one or the other problem generally, right? They're down here and they are spending all of their time trying to do better ads, jumping from agency to agency, going from group coach, going from this coach to that mentor, and maybe focusing on Shopify, just never really knowing if they've got to a point where they can say, I've done good ads, it's my business's problem. Or they've got the reverse problem. They've never taken the time to focus effectively on activating their potential. And they're constantly tinkering down here at the strategy direction level, trying to figure out how we could optimize the business for 3 years or 5 years or 10 years ahead. And so the balance is rapidly building a best practice front-end marketing system that is able to, that you can hand on heart say, well, if my business had the potential to scale, I would be there. And I'll tell you what happens. Most brands spend 80% of their time up here. They spend all their time optimizing their front-end marketing system. Great brands spend 80% of their time down here. They've made sure they've got a strong purpose. There's a mentor to illuminate the path. There's systems that give them the internal leverage to stay on that path at a cost-efficient price point. They've built business, product, brand, and logistics strategies that give them a total addressable market they can serve effectively. They've got a strong offer for 1 or 2 customers with a funnel that makes sense to present it with. And then they come in here and they make a couple of 100 ads a month and they scale. And so, I think for a lot of businesses, this framework, this hierarchy of focus can be really valuable. I had a brand recently and they came in and they do are a supplement business and they've been turning over 100 grand a month for a while, up to 140 grand a month. They're going, why aren't I scaling harder? We feel like we should be further along here. And when we went and ordered them against the hierarchy of focus, their reporting was actually too good. It was too complicated. It was hard to pull insights and make decisions rapidly from it because there was so many calculations going on, which feels good and feels fancy, but doesn't actually create value. Email systems were brilliant. Website, one of the best websites for 100 grand a month brand I've ever seen. Organic social, on point. Google ads, solid. Meta ads, solid. Perfect system. We actually run their ads. Creative, strong cadence, consistently building creative every month, incrementally growing their understanding about what actually works with ads, smashing it. But we're still not scaling. Why? And then so when we got this system, we had a look at it. Well, purpose is strong. They actually want to help people. Mentor's great. That's me. Systems, brilliant. They've got access to every system under the sun. Business strategy, solid, was in place. Product strategy, big gap. I'm going to come back to that. I'll do it now. Product strategy, they had one hero product, and then they had a bunch of products that just weren't strong. And so their whole business had to kind of shift their messaging to try and account for the fact that they were selling these 3 products that they didn't really care about, which were all for different target customers with different pain points. And so my suggestion was like, well, hold on a minute. We've got one product that's crushing it. What's the natural upsell? What's the natural next step to sell to that target customer after we've solved their pain point with that product? Now, this supplement's so good. One of their biggest problems is in 8 weeks, you take it, it fixes your problem. You don't need it ever again. It's like, that's a good thing and a bad thing. You get a 4.9 star rating, but it's hard to scale because you constantly have to acquire new customers. So my question was, what is the product that you can sell that. You've now solved a massive problem in their world. They trust you beyond everything else. They've tried all these clinical solutions, everything under the sun, and then you've fixed their problem. You've now got them right where you want them, right? Don't try and sell them something random for another fucking pain point. How can you build and sell them the next natural thing that they would want after solving that primary problem? Again, I'd love to tell you more about it, but I can't. So I'm under NDA with this brand, but is what it is. From there, the brand strategy. So this was really interesting as well. They have a type of supplements that they sell, which was kind of the hero of the brand. But my view was it was a little bit niche. We actually needed to bring what their overall brand message was, make that the unique mechanism, and lead with this brand that was about clinically proven solutions. Because their solutions were insight, like unique mechanism. Oh, by the way, they're clinically proven. I'm going, these are clinically proven. Oh, by the way, we use this special unique mechanism over here. So that was really important. And then the logistics strategy is the biggest market for us is the US. We're currently shipping there out of a, Australia, New Zealand region. That costs a lot. It takes a lot of time. So setting up vertically integrated manufacturing inside the US with a 3PL so we can fulfill faster, fulfill cheaper, and then we have a lower MER target. That became an opportunity as well. Our offer, now that we've altered our product strategy and our brand strategy and our logistics strategy, we can actually present a far stronger offer into the market. So we're going to have this primary offer. Boom. Hey, I'm going to help you specific target customers solve specific pain point in 8 weeks. You're never going to need to use the product again. Then I'm going to follow up and then I'm going to offer you the next natural thing that you would want. But this is going to be a lower priced product. Well, it's going to be still priced at the same amount. But if you've brought our original product, we're going to give you this massive discount. But this is something that you're going to take forever. And so that gives us, now that we've built this trust, we've got a long-term, sustainable, reoccurring revenue channel that we can build. And now with this, with the alterations to the product strategy and the brand strategy, it meant we could target one specific customer, like literally one specific type of customer, not males and females, just one of the two, not young, not old, not in the middle, just older, and we were able to go just boof and get really precise. And then because we've opened up the US, now we've got this massive market, which we can deliver a really clear message to. And with our product strategy, acquire customers, build trust, and then sell them something forever. And because we've got this really strong front-end marketing system, and I guess technically back-end marketing system, but when I think about the front end, I think about the first 90 days, like how we're able to get maximum payback on our customer acquisition costs in the first 90 days. So for me, a lot of email, abandoned browse, abandoned cart, a lot of that stuff actually counts as your front end marketing system. Because this is brilliant, all we've done is we've added more potential to the business, which has allowed us to develop further leverage. And then we're going to be able to activate that potential because our activation strategies were strong. We couldn't optimize these any further. And what that told us is it's time to go and build more potential into the business and activate that with the existing system. So there you go, guys. Big yarn for you. Hopefully that was valuable. And we'll see you on the other side.